Alright, so what we're going to do now is make some water rise up. I already put a cut in the wall. You want to miter the edges, of course, later on for optimization. You know, the fewer the edges, the better the map. But just for practical purposes, you don't have to worry about that right now. Yeah, so what we're going to do is that we're going to have like a metal bar right here, and then they're going to have glass, like plating or glass right here, and then the water is going to fill up this cube, and it's going to rise up to the top here. You're going to be using a Funk Water LOD, I think, but we'll get there in a minute. So let's just start off using no draw. It's just an important habit to get into now. As your map gets more technical, you want your map structure to be easier on computers. You know, so it's just getting into good habit. Just getting into better habit of using no draw. Why render a face if you're not going to see it, kind of thing, right? You go metal, you go like that, apply. And then you'll notice that there's a horizontal face there with a vertical face. The continuation of the texture is sort of broken. Like right there, you can see a really good example. The rest here gets sliced off by the edge. So how do you fix that? You pretty much select the texture, and then you hold Alt and right-click on the mouse, and then you select the face again, hold Alt, right-click on the mouse, and then you can see as the texture, it will continue the texture over when you're rotating. If you have like a curve, if you have any texture, it'll carry itself on. So like it's just if you want like a consistent texture, like there you go. So Shift A, right-click, and you can see just how it continues on. And if you look over here, if it's not that much of a difference, it's not that much of a difference. But if you can see it, they can see it. So just make good mapping habits, and then go no draw again, and then make sure where you are. All right, cool. Well, you can either thing this one out or use a no draw for the glass, and then go right here, pop that up, and then you like that, bring this all the way up. Awesome. And you can no draw that sucker. And then you can use any glass texture you want. Shift A, browse, and then type in glass right here. And then you can use anything you want. For the hell of it, I'm just going to use this one. Looks pretty cool. And then and that's pretty much your glass right there. It's transparent. You can't destroy it. You can shoot it, but nothing will happen. This part right here is just to give this actually a little bit of depth. I'll paint this one. Alright, so now that we have that done, the next thing is going to be filling up the water. So you take a water texture. So you type in water, and you need moving plane. Water moving plane. It's the one that looks a little murky with the blue. There's only one that looks like it. And then you take that one, and then you select the area you're going to be working with, and then Shift B that sucker, and then you drag it out, and then just if you have a little bit extra like me here, enter, and that's pretty much about that. So this is what's going to happen. Water in Half-Life 2, moving water that is an illusion. It doesn't actually fill up. What it actually does is that it has to take an entire cube and move it up. So you have to measure out the room before you actually make the water, so you can find out how much water you really need. So you have to measure out the entire space that it will be occupying. In my case, it is 448. So that you have to keep that in mind. And then you have to hide it. So you have to drag it down where the water will be appearing from. So in that case, it's going to be under here. So that being said, in order for the water entity to exist, it has to be covered, because it's not a solid object. It's not like a wall. You have to still have uh, encase it like a cocoon, or like you just gotta wrap it up. So like as you see here, I've already made a wall. It's just a simple wall. You just gotta make sure that there's no leaks. There's no water leak. If there's a leak, your water will not be seen. That's pretty much a surefire way of detecting if your map is broken. Water will not appear. So it's just a simple around everything, and then right there, as you can see, the water is protruding outside of that. So if I just were to push that up, it'd be fine. And then it doesn't really matter if it's coming into contact with other walls or brushes. What matters is that if it's a leak outside. So if I look right there, I don't think that would be a problem, but we'll find out. If that is a problem, simple solution, just pop that up. Just like that. Like that. And then you just go like that. Cool. And then that pretty much takes care of the water. Now let's put a decal right there, because it would make no sense for water to come out of that, out of the ground. So let's just go right here. Throw this one in there for the heck of it. You go bam, cool. So your water is 448. Keep that in mind. So you select this. You go Control T, and you go water. It was a water analog, not LOD. It is analog. So you name it. Name it water underscore move, and then you go apply, and then the move direction. You have to declare that's going up. And then the speed, 100 is pretty crazy. Bring it down to 35. And then the move distance, as we sort of already predicted, it'll move 448. A lot of it can be trial and error if you don't do it, down to the grid size. But that's just part of it. If you want to get more technical, it just takes a little bit more practice. So now we have to activate it. So you gotta get a button or a trigger. I'll just use a button. So you go Control B, or sorry, Shift B, and then bring this up. Alright, cool. It's 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, so I'm still a little out of it. But you bring this sucker over, and then you can center that beast, and then shrink the grid size down to make it a little bit more look like a button, and then these can select the faces, and then select the faces right on, and then just bring a metal into it, and then select like the metal, go apply, and that way in some way it looks like a button. Who the hell cares, right? So here, double click it, Control T, and type in button, func button. You go apply. Pretty much the ones you have to worry about for this case are nothing too apparent. But you go on pressed, water move, which is calling upon the water that we named, and then you go open. You go fire only once, because you only want to work once. That should activate the water. I don't think there's anything that I'm missing. Speed 35, start position 0. If you want, you can play a water sound. So like if you wanted to throw in some water, so you go I think you go raw, and then you choose what sounds you want. So you gotta go with something that actually would make it believable. Like if it's like a tidal wave, maybe not. Water growl. It all depends like what you're trying to look for. One thing, let's go with this one. Why the hell not? Apply, and then and you go with that one. Let's see if they work. And so you go save, and then make sure you always save consistently, and then let's find out if it works. Okay, so this is what's gonna happen. Let's see if it works. And there's the sound. Yeah, exactly.